Carlos Ramirez, owner of NVS Audio in Roselle, New Jersey. Today I'm here to talk about the Diamond Audio mp694. This is by far one of my favorite 6x9s. It's got a neo magnet. It's got a horn-loaded 25mm tweeter that has a separate input so you can run them active, so the tweeter can get its own channel and the mid-bass driver can get its own channel. One of my favorite things about the Diamond is all the Diamond MP series speakers come with a 12 decibel per octave crossover network. This is super duper awesome. When you wire this crossover to the tweeter, it actually protects the tweeter from getting overpowered, and it also lets you adjust the phase of the tweeter, which is great. So you can, while the speaker's playing, you can get your phase detector, or you just listen to see if it sounds right, and you can actually switch the phase of the tweeter without adjusting the phase of the woofer. 6 decibels per octave crossover, so it blocks a lot more bass, and it lets the tweeter play a lot lower. So if your tweeter only has a cap on it, they have to start much higher. So let's say you want to cross the speaker over at 5K, and you're only using the capacitor or 6 decibel per octave crossover, you have to start at 10K. That way, by the time you get down to 5K, it's removing a lot of the energy going from the tweeter. The problem is you're leaving a lot of bandwidth on the table because you're starting at 10K, so you're blocking a lot of the high frequency the tweeter would normally get. So with a 12 decibel, 24, that's why we like using the DSP on everything, because we can set a 48, 24 decibel per octave slope. So the easiest way to explain is the decibels per octave is how much bass the crossover is going to block in this case. So 6 decibel we'll call 20%, 12 decibel we'll call 40%, 18 decibel we'll call 60%, 24 decibel we'll call 80%, and then 48 decibel we'll call 90%. So that's the amount of bass that you block. So the steeper the slope, the less bass goes to the tweeter, and the louder the tweeter can play. So when you have a very steep slope, let's say 48 decibels for example, you can literally dial in the exact lowest frequency the tweeter can play, and it'll play without destroying it. Now as the decibels drop, the slope decreases, so then you're allowing more bass go to the tweeter, so the power handling of the tweeter goes down, so you have to raise your crossover frequency up. Most yellow caps that come on the tweeter are like 10K. So I've showed you guys on the RTA before, that blocks a lot of the upper frequency. I like my tweeters to play low. I like my tweeters around 2K, 2.5K, and you just can't do that with a capacitor. So with a capacitor, the best you're getting is maybe 5K at 12 decibels per octave, and 10K if you're using the little yellow cap. That's like we like the NVS Audio crossovers for the tweeters. It's got a switch on it, so you can reduce the output of the tweeter, and it's also got a 12 decibel per octave crossover. So the Diamond is similar. It comes with a 12 decibel per octave crossover. Then they give you the resistor. If the tweeter's too loud, you wire it in series with the positive wire before you hook it up to the 6.5 or the 8 or the amplifier channel directly, and that reduces the output of the tweeter, and it cuts it in half. It literally makes the tweeter half as loud. So if you got the tweeters mounted in your fairing or in your saddlebag lids and the tweeter's just playing way too loud, just drop this in line. All you have to do is cut the positive wire and solder this in line, and then wrap it in Tessa tape or vinyl tape or heat shrink it, and it will reduce the output of the tweeter. It will cut it in half. One of my favorite things about Diamond Audio. If you install them in a saddlebag lid, like we've tested them in the Boss lid kit, we've tested them in the Rockford Fosgate lid kit, you're gonna need a spacer, because the speaker's got a good amount of excursion. The cone actually hits. So the 2 spacers that we use all the time that work, we make our own spacers in-house, but for you guys that can't, the American hardbag spacer fits perfect, especially if you're doing their 5x7 to 6x9 conversion kit. These are the spacers from Tim Nagy. They fit as well. The first set he sent me didn't fit. He remachined them and set them out for me. They fit perfect now. It spaces the speaker out just enough to where it does not hit the bottom of the 6x9 mounting kit. Speaker plays low. You've seen it in my other videos. We really like the speaker. It can handle a ton of power. We've used it bridged on a Sound Digital Evo X 800.4. So 400 watts to the clutch side, 400 watts to the bag side. I think we high passed them at 80 hertz or 70 hertz. Speaker absolutely hammers. The tweeter is not overbearing. It blends really good with the mid. It sounds really, really, really good. Definitely one of my favorite 6x9s. My three favorite 6x9s are the Hertz SPL Show Neo 690, the Diamond Audio mp694, and the Diamond Audio MS69CX. I'm 100% sure that the Hertz 690 is weather resistant. It's got the rubber boot. We've done the speaker test where we let the speaker sit underwater overnight. This one, the MS69CX, is also weather resistant, has a rubber boot, will hold water overnight. The mp694, I'm still waiting for Diamond Audio to get back to me. They rated the speaker as a motorcycle speaker and water resistant. I see the cone is UV treated, but I can see on the side of the tweeter there's no protection from water getting into the voice call, so I don't know if there's something internal, but I'd love to hear back from the guys from Diamond Audio about that. But we have not had one fail. We have a few out there in bag lids. We have not had one fail yet, so not from water damage anyway, so maybe they do have something going on there. So let me let you guys hear these speakers. Love these things. Here it is, temporarily installed in our lid kit with the spacer. See the spacer right there? Keeps the woofer from hitting the bottom of the kit. You're going to see the speaker has pretty flat response all the way down to about 100 hertz, which is really good for a 6x9. Diamond did a great job because even though the speaker has a horn, it's not overpowering and crazy. Now we'll test it out with music. That is a really, really good sounding 6x9. Okay, now we're gonna put the MS690CX, I'm sorry, the MS69CX versus the MP694. You're not gonna believe the winner. So that was the MX6 now the MP. Now the MX. MP. Okay, there you have it. The mp694 completely outperformed the MS69CX. It beat in every category. The mid-range was better, the tweeter was better, the crossover is better, and even the bass is better. So if they call this one a coax sub, this must be their coax super sub. But all that comes at a price. This one's $310, this one's $460, so it's $150 more. But if you could afford it, I would spend the extra $150. I just showed it to you in the test. It literally outperforms it in every category. The only thing I'm concerned about is the water resistance. So this one is definitely, the MS is definitely 100% water resistant. The MP is listed as water resistant. I just don't know, because I can't take the speaker apart, if there's some sort of rubber seal inside the voice coil. I'll have to reach out to the guys from Diamond Audio about that, and I guess I'll make a separate video after I get their response. But I know for a fact we've tested them. We got them on a bunch of bikes out there, and not one has come back with water damage. So maybe it is. It just worries me that it doesn't have that boot. Diamond Audio did a great job with the speaker. It's definitely one of my top 2 6x9s. I love it. We've put it through its paces. On this test, we were running a Sound Digital Evo X off a lithium battery and a power supply. So the amplifier is doing 400 watts to each of these speakers. So these speakers easily do double RMS. Recommended high pass filter at 80 hertz, and these things get down. You heard them in, I like to make my test as real world as possible. So these are speakers that we use in a saddlebag lid. So I tested them into 14 and up saddlebag using a lid kit. So that's about as real of a test as you can get. Speakers sound really good. You're not going to be disappointed either way, whether you choose the $310 MS or the $460 MPs. You get a great 6x9 either way. You get a ton of power handling. They sound really good on 100 watts. You just heard them on 400 watts, so anything in between, the speaker's definitely going to shine. You have to remember, on a bike, especially if you're not doing 8s in the bags, you have to run power to the 6x9s if you want to create any type of mid bass. So if you want to enjoy your bass going down the road, 100 watts to the speaker is just not going to do it if you're not doing woofers in the bags. So get yourself a DSP, get yourself a good crossover, use some common sense. If you tune it right, we have a ton of bikes out there with no subs, no mid bass drivers in the bag, just 6x9s and 2 800 watt amps, one for the front stage and the second one bridged just to the 6x9s. They could take it. On a proper tune, they could take it. We do it all day, every day. If you tune it right, you will have a setup that you'll be really happy with that will last you for years. Diamond Audio made another quality product. I'm super happy that we carry them, and I hope this video helps.